Hola Amigos, my name is Maria and welcome to my little corner on the internet. I am here to talk about weight loss and diabetes. So I'm spilling the beans on what I know because I've been through it. I was upwards of over 300 pounds at one point and I was very much a diabetic. As a matter of fact, I was a diabetic for well over 10 years. Struggling to maintain a somewhat healthy sugar reading. I was quite often over 250. It was not good. And I used to take 40 units of insulin a day. It was not good. Today, with all the changes that I've made in my life, I am free of diabetic medication. I am also almost 200 pounds less than I was. So my life has changed. And I thought I would come up here and share with you how my life has changed, and maybe it might help someone out there if you are in a somewhat similar position. Not to say that you're going to have the exact same position, but maybe you can find some commonality in your own. So here's the thing. In the last one that I did, I talked about facing what you are eating, everything you are eating, and being honest about it. Today, I want to talk about what kind of relationship you have with food, because I know the relationship I had with food was extremely unhealthy when I was well over 300 pounds. I just couldn't see that I had a relationship with food at all. So it's something to look at if you are in the same position. So here's the thing. I've had to develop a different view, a different perspective on my relationship with food. It used to be an extremely important part of my day. And yes, I need food to live, but I cannot live to eat. And for me, food was way too much of an important part of my life. I had to step back. I had to step back and really look at what I was doing. I would go from one extreme to another. If I was happy, I would eat. If I was sad, I would eat. Now I can tell you that just because some guy dumps you, your answers are not going to be at the bottom of a box of ice cream. And just because life is wonderful, let's celebrate and eat. That's another thing that just doesn't work for me. I had to step back and view my body kind of like you would view your car. The car needs fuel. Yes, it needs to eat in its own way. But I was filling that car up with too much fuel. So if your car can only handle 10 gallons, putting 20 gallons in means at least 10 of those are going to wind up in the trunk. And I had a lot of junk in my trunk. Something had to be done. I was eating too much, and I was eating a lot of the wrong types of food. So I had to change my relationship with food and just view it as fuel. The fuel I need so that I can live. Unfortunately, what I found was that I was a slave to what is basically a transitory taste sensation. How often I hear I can't live without fill in the blank, XYZ food. I can't live without this, I can't live without that. And I was the same way. The idea of giving up cheese, the idea of giving up bacon, the idea of giving up all of my favorite salty snacks. I love junk food. I mean, come on, I love my tripitas, my menudo, my tostaditas, all that stuff. It was, yes, you can eat these things, but I was also doing it to an excess, and a lot of the ingredients were causing me harm. As a diabetic, I had to put my health first. My health was more important than whatever taste I was craving. And that is not easy. I'll be the first one to admit it. It's not easy. But when you have a different perspective, it becomes a little bit easier. So I had to, tell myself repeatedly, my health is more important than whatever taste I'm craving. And I can tell you that going vegan, yes, there were a lot of things I had to give up. And for me, finding replacements really helped. And there are replacements. And what I have found is that it wasn't so much the meat or the cheese, so much as kind of, how shall I say it? I guess the herbs give it the same flavor as though it were. So maybe I can't have that steak. That's okay. I have other things that I can eat. Maybe I can't have cheese. Vegan cheese ain't that bad. It's actually very similar and tastes great, and I don't have to worry about the calories or the cholesterol or any of that. I'm much healthier because I have put my health first instead of the transitory taste sensation that was keeping me enslaved. I was trapped inside my body. I felt like it, but I was the one holding the key to get out. And it meant giving up those taste sensations that I just couldn't live without. The chocolate, the sugar, the salt, the meat, the fat. Yes, I liked all of that stuff. But is it really worth it to keep holding on, having to eat all of those things? It wasn't. No matter how very little meat I would eat, I'd still have a cholesterol problem. When I finally gave it all up, it went away. I'm really happy about that. And I would rather give up all of that than to keep taking medication so I can have a certain taste. And going into this way of living, I think of myself as a flavor pioneer because I am discovering all sorts of new flavors. I'm discovering all sorts of new foods. And I'm enjoying it and I'm liking it. It's different and it's good. And I'm a lot healthier. So what I'm bringing to you is that maybe it's time you need to look at your relationship with food. I've had to detach the emotions involved with food because I was definitely an emotional eater, a stress eater, celebration eater, and I had a million excuses as to why I couldn't give up all of those foods. And what it came down to was I was obsessed with certain flavors and I would have cravings for certain things. And I just had to put those aside and put myself first. And it was really hard at first. But the more I did it, the easier it became. And today I can be around people who eat all those things and I don't feel the need to take part in it. So that's my message for today. I hope this helps somebody out there. Please subscribe if you like, make a comment. I appreciate you watching this video. Have a good day.